Hello everyone, this is Ruth. Oh no, it's Ruthio. And I thought today I'd do a voiceover for the first time. I haven't really planned what I'm going to say, but anyway, feels a little bit silly. I plan to do some Mr. Spock nails, Spock from Star Trek, and I have SB017 plate by Sugar Bubbles here, and Hēhē plate 88 here from the Science collection. I'll list everything that I use in the description box as always. And this is only my third video, so please excuse any errors. But I've done a little practice run here of Mr. Spock nails, if you can see. I don't know if my camera is going to focus on them or not, because I'm only using a little point and shoot, but one day I might get a fancier camera. But anyway, little Mr. Spock nails with the Star Trek logo from the uniforms, and some little space symbols from the Hēhē plate. Okay, so let's get started. First I'll make the decals with Mr. Spock and the logo. So just place some polish, black stamping polish onto the plate. Just make sure the stamper's clean on my lint roller. Scrape it, pick it up. That's come out pretty clean. I think that one will be okay. You can see him there. And then I'll stamp the logo. Just wiping off the scraper on the tissue here as I go. There's the logo. And one more logo for the other finger. Scrape that off. Oh, it's come out perfect, there we go. Then to fill in the decals, I've got gold by Model Zone. I'm going to mix a flesh colour from these two and have a little bit of white for the shine on Spock's hair. Here we go. This one has a really little brush which you can use just to fill in the decal straight on there. Hold your breath while you do it. Okay. That's his hair shiny bit filled in, and then I'll mix. Got my Uber Chic mat here. Which means I can clean it off once I've done. So I don't have to worry too much about making a mess there. Mix the two together, about a 50-50 ratio I think. And then fill in Mr. Spock. Bubble there. Try to pop that so it doesn't show on the other side. And then I'm going to leave that to dry while it's touch dry and fill in one of the logos to show you. Okay. With this one, I spotted there was a little tiny bit of black not filled in down here. So what I would do is get a regular black, not a stamping polish, because they're a bit thicker and harder to work with sometimes. And I would put a little bit of black here. Doesn't have to be too neat, because I'll go back in, if you can see what I'm doing here, and just scrape. With such a simple image, this is easier than with detailed cartoons like I tend to do, but that's neatened up the point there. And then I'll get a bit more gold and do the next one, and I will meet you back when I'm ready to stick the decals on. Now while I wait for the decals to dry over there, I was going to do some little silver starry details from the Hēhē plate I have here. I was going to do some of this solar system print here, and this swirly black hole, which I assume is what it is. I don't really know much about space, but there we go. And in order to get those to stick on to what was basically now dry base colours, what I did was 2 to 3 coats of each colour till they were opaque, and then top coated them with Seche Vite fast dry top coat. Usually I wouldn't leave such a big gap in between stamping, so sometimes I don't have to do this step, but once the nails are really fully dry and you want to add stamping over the top, what I tend to do is add a sticky clear coat on top, one of the cheaper top coats that take longer to dry. I like this NYC one, it's cheap and cheerful, it does the job. So I'm just going to pop a layer of that on my thumb and a layer of that on my pinky finger. And this just helps especially with metallic stamping and with decals, I find that it doesn't really stick well to completely dry nail polish. It wants to be slightly tacky. So this just adds that tacky layer in. So now they're all shiny with top coat, and I'll just wait a few seconds. And then I will add my space. I've got this silver I'd Melt For You by China Glaze. It's really good metallic polish. And get in there now, so I'll just lay down some polish on the area I'd like. I get one of my little stampers. Grape. Pick up. Don't know if I like how that's picked up, is that okay? And then I would stamp it onto the nail. Haha, the top coat did the trick. There we go. So there's some planets on my thumbnail. And then I'll stamp the black hole. Haha, oh no, I stamped it quite far down. Still like it. Still pretty. I might add a shooting star at the top. Now I've left space for it. What do we think? Could just add the star. Just this little star from the shooting star. Scrape that a little bit. Don't know if I want to add a star. I'll be back when I'm ready to stick the decals on. Okay, so again I've added the clear top coat because it's taken a while between stamping the decals on and painting the nails. Normally, maybe not. Today it did. I'm going to start with this one here. I'm going to pop the logo on this one. You can see what I'm doing there. There we go, got one logo. Pop the logo on my ring finger as well. Here we go. I like to press onto the stamper rather than roll usually because of how curved my nails are, and it can make it quite tricky to place them evenly. They get a bit warped sometimes. And here's Spock. So we're gonna just place him in about the middle of my nail. Haha. So now we have Spock and the logos on. Whoop, 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 whoop. Is that focused? I can never tell. I don't know. Anyway. Then I add sèche vite to seal it all in. Here's the finished design.